All right, everybody, I have got the real Rob Thompson with us. Really excited to have you on, Rob, to talk some form. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you letting me jump on impromptu after a little discussion we had on Operation Ohio.
Yes, sir. So to begin, I want to preface just a little bit. We all know of Rob Thompson. Everybody that's watching this video knows of Rob Thompson, but I want to talk a little bit more about Simple Empire and where you're at now, and why maybe back in the day when you were doing hammer skating, you might not have been considering the things you're doing now. What are you doing now with your form and with your body, you think, that has helped improve your ability to skate?
20 years ago, I would have been 21 years old, and like the knowledge that we had then of what we were putting into our bodies and what it was doing. Yeah, we knew that like processed foods weren't necessarily the best thing, but like rollerblading makes you very active. So you're already above most people in the sense of activity and movement. And again, putting in that type of work, you don't necessarily see outcomes of not getting physically active, lifting heavy weight, making sure that your body is working optimally on both sides. I mean, you can count the number of switch tricks I've done in every single video on one hand. Like, I just did tricks one way. So my approach to skating now is more of a longevity. How do I do this for a long time? Because the things that I get out of it, I can't measure in words monetarily. It keeps me grounded and is like the outlet I have in life to go around and deal with the rest of the things I have to deal with. So Simple Empire's concept is really just that. It all boils down to being better, and the fact that everyone is really an emperor or empress. At the end of the day, we are all the center of our own world, and the simpler I find I can make that and be able to recognize that while I am the center, I don't matter. And I want to bring skating and movement to everyone wherever they're at, and that's really the whole concept of Simple Empire. It's an evolution, man. Like, I came back to skating in 2022. When you found skate, I had a whole gap again from like when I didn't take care of myself and I was a hammer skater, and the only thing I wanted to hear from the doctor is how fast I wouldn't break the same thing that I was seeing him for was because I was going out to get my rocks off on some rollerblades.
So when we were in Operation Ohio, you mentioned to me trying to form a straight line from head to heel, and that really did incredibly improve my form. And I just wanted to ask where you got that tip and when you started using that.
Like, try and make the straight line. Like, when you're standing on the ground with your feet planted, the right posture you want to have is from the top of your head all the way down through your heels, right? Ear in line with shoulder, shoulder in line with hip, hip with knees, knees with ankles and feet. On skates, it gets a little wonky because you're on skate. Balancing is that whole key, and finding out where that balance is, that you can maintain that upper body strength with the straight line and maintain control of your limbs for what you and Eric talked about. Like, yo, I'm about to hit this quarter, I want to come in with more speed. I'm going to use not only my legs but my torso in that motion, and my arms and shoulders and neck and head are going to take me wherever I want to go. Same thing with balance. Like, when you're at a standstill, you shouldn't be all hunched over, you shouldn't be arching your back. Like, you should be able to stand upright. And again, like, from an injury perspective, people probably have endured injuries, so like their straight line might be a little different, but the idea is a straight line. And as an aggressive skater, man, charging at things programmed me to lean forward all the time. I've got to be going, I got to be skating. That is not the ready position, not the way you can really like get the most power when you're trying to stride up to something. Finding that center line that runs from the top of your head all the way down through your heels, and that comes into ankle flexation, that comes into your knees bending. But when you can find that position, that's when you can really begin to understand your stride. and how that even begins to work together. As aggressive skaters, man, we can throw tricks on rails and do amazing things, but it is unbelievable how many of us don't necessarily skate correct. I was in that population, I mean, and then when I got certified a year ago to teach skating in Skate IA, Sonic really pointed out that like all these flaws of aggressive skaters, and I was just like sitting there eating it, because I was like, dude, I stick my butt out when I skate backwards all day long. But again, you're also setting up for a trick. So all these rules can be broken. Basics is where it all starts. Him pointing that out really began to change like even what I do with my pelvis and how I keep my back in a straight line, and what I'm doing when I'm really trying to skate hard and I'm firing on everything, or going up a giant hill to bomb, making sure I can have the energy and make the strides right. So when I'm done skating, I'm not like, oh my gosh, my lower back, and I don't understand what's happening. That is what's happening. You are out of position, and you can fix it. You've just got to start to pay attention to that, and your body will begin to conform, the muscles will change, and that will be the most natural thing. Where a year ago I was head on to charging everything and standing with my back arched. Like, understanding balance and posture is really a key component to getting good at skating.
If somebody wanted to start improving their form, specifically using the straight line from head to heel, what do you think is a good way to practice that?
I mean, a good way just to understand the straight line is to stand without skates on first. If you've never put skates on, put your pads on, and then put your skates on, and then stand in the grass. And begin to understand in the grass, or somewhere where you're not going to roll around. Like, that's the whole intent. And once you think you've got that, I mean, really, I'd say send Allinstride an email and we'll be happy to walk you through it. But if you're just wanting to do this on your own, begin in the grass, just taking little steps, understanding how your knees and ankles are moving in those skates to sort of keep that straight line. And Spook, this doesn't happen in 4 minutes. Like, you don't go from the grass to the concrete in 4 minutes. You didn't learn to walk as a child in 4 minutes. Like, give yourself grace. Even if you're athletic, you're the best at football or basketball or golf or whatever, give yourself a little grace. Practice in the grass, get that line straight, and then step out on the pavement. And I've seen a lot of people, they want to like put their arms on something and grab something, and that's gonna help you not fall down, but falling down is a big piece of this. So you need to be prepared for that. Skate slow. Again, that center line, that's sort of the process that I'd take to approaching understanding how I'll call it a plumb line from just standing still applies when you get on skates. I've gotten big into asking people who focus very heavily on their body questions about like what they're doing, and learning about the kinetic chain and how that operates. And I mean, the piece you did with Eric was awesome, dude. Everything is working together. And I mean, little imbalances cause significant problems. Form is so important just to keep your body in balance. And I'll equate it to doing pull-ups or lifting weights. I just want to do more pull-ups. How many can I do? It doesn't matter how many you can do. If you don't do one of them right, you're messing the whole thing up. Same with the weights. If you're using the right form, the more you do it with weights, the weight will come. We have to work at it.
Absolutely. So to end out this video, Rob, I want to bring up 2 projects, Allinstride and then Simple Empire. So we talked a little bit about Simple Empire at the beginning, but this stuff is incredibly important to you and to many people in our sphere, because we want to not only do it for longer, but we want other people to be able to do it and do it in a way that makes them feel good. And so you've really dived headfirst into that, getting your Skate IA certification. You've dived headfirst into doing yoga like all the time. You've been doing the hydration shots, and we've talked about that a good bit on the trail. You've noticed a vast difference in your life when you're trying to pursue this for health. And so if people are looking to improve their form or to find ways to be like the Rob Thompson and improve their health using rollerblading, what can they do? How can they get a hold of you so that they could maybe set that up?
I'd love to hear from people just on their own journey. Because you mentioned, like, I've dove into a lot of things. I treated myself very poorly for the majority of my corporate life. And I'm still on the journey to being better. And I've found all these things through connections, and I'd love to connect with y'all. So allinstrideATL is our Instagram, or allinstrideATL@gmail.com. And we do everything from individual lessons to partnerships at events, want to get folks up on skates. We're really focused on youth, but when it comes to the individual side, like if someone just wanting to get on blades, or if you're an aggressive skater, just learning to get some pointers at the park, we're always happy to, I am the one answering these emails, so I'm always happy to chat, and that's the way to get in touch with me.
All right, everybody, thank you for being here for another Form Philosophy. Thank you again to Rob Thompson for being here. If you are interested at all in improving your form or improving your health through means of rollerblading, please reach out to Rob with All in Stride. There's amazing things that his team is doing, and there's a lot that you can learn from someone like Rob. And then the people that he has around him have not only taught him a lot, but that means they could probably teach you a lot. So really, at the end of the day, just reach out and do whatever you can to try to improve yourself day to day. And I think this is going to be a good way to do it, focusing on form, focusing on health, and specifically focusing on the community. So again, thank you for being here. We'll hope to catch you in the next one. Later, Bladers.
Yes, but thanks for having me, man.
Of course, dude. Sick.